100 videos. Okay, so that was rude. This is the 4th time I'm doing this, and I hope it's the last. I'm losing my voice because I had a long conversation with someone already, and then I've been talking for about an hour straight, and I'm like, nah, 20 minutes in, that one's garbage. Another 20 minutes in, I could do that better. I mean, I need to get better at actually planning what I'm going to say in videos. I have a catalyst, and then I just kind of go, and sometimes it's great. And other times like this, I'm like, this isn't what I want. I'm going off the rails way too much. This video is specifically a behind the curtain because I want to talk about how making 100 videos has kind of like been for me and what that means and the stuff that you don't get to see or hear about that often, if at all. And I want to dissect that and analyze that a little bit. I'm going to be giving away a piece of art at the end of this video because I feel like it. So, I mean, some people might just skip to that. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that at the end, and we'll talk about that then. 100 videos. So, kind of getting into a little bit of the history and the beginnings of this, because that's going to be necessary to talk about, you know, where I am now and what's happened in between, and how it's affected me, which is really what the behind the curtain is about, like taking you in this deeper look. I started at the end of December 2018. And that was week 0, and then week 1 was the first week of January 2019. So I originally, it's hard to say sometimes, even though it was only 4 months ago, like, why did I start doing this? There's a YouTuber named John Hicks who primarily makes BMX videos, and he vlogs, but he's on his bike almost like every day, if not every day, and for a long time, he was vlogging every single day, making content every day, recording it every day, editing it every day, posting it every day, which is wild. I got into his videos. I really enjoyed his stuff. I still do, but that was some inspiration there. Also, I started mountain biking, I don't know how many months before, like 6 months, let's say, before the video thing started coming into my mind in December. And, you know, I had a lot of influence for doing that. Just a good friend in Saskatoon who bikes and cycles and has been great and been like supporting that as a very healthy activity. And for me, it was more about mental health than it was physical health, but that's kind of a part of my mental health too in a way. But anyway, so I wanted to show, like, I would take all these pictures while I was biking, and I'm just like, man, these are beautiful pictures, but I just kind of wanted to share the rides with like people like my mom or other friends and family that were interested. I'm like, yeah, just look at, like, it's beautiful. The coulees and Lethbridge are just sick, and like it's just so unique and just amazing, like, to have here that you don't get in Saskatoon. And like, so I just wanted to share with people that were interested there. And then I don't know, at some point I was just thinking, like, I could vlog instead of just showing the rides. Like, I got the camera. What am I gonna do with it? Let's, you know, have some conversations. Let's show some art process. Let's just show everything. Like, not everything, but I mean, like, what are the things that I do often that I'm enjoying in my life right now? The key thing for this beginning, too, was that the summer of 2018 was really heavy for me. And I thought a lot about my anxiety and mortality and how those two things play together. Thought about legacy a lot, and that's why this started off. If you go back to the intro video for this channel, I talk about legacy there, and like the first conversation was about legacy, the next one was about connection, and it's just been a thing that was on my mind a lot, and it still is, but not in the scary way it used to be, maybe because I've talked about it enough. So those were kind of the intentions at the very beginning of doing this. I've called it art before, I've called it work, I've called it a project. But yeah, the vlogging that's been happening the past 4 months has been lots. It's been a lot of things too. There's technical aspects that I've learned a lot there's technical things that I've learned a lot about, which is like just how I want to use the GoPro, how I want to manipulate certain features. The editing has been a journey. I almost quit at one point. Just like I was like, I'm not having fun, This isn't a good, healthy thing. I'm so anxious. I'm so concerned with video quality. I got over that hump with just one thing, just accepting the video quality, that because YouTube uses 2 different codecs, and I've talked about that in the video too. Anyway, there's been a lot of that's happened, but I'm not going to focus on that. I really want to talk about more of like how I've been thinking and feeling about making videos, what it's done for my daily life. Most of the people, like I mentioned, that are watching are family and friends. There's not many people outside of that are checking these out. Would I like to have more people subscribing and like a further reach? Yes, I would. But I haven't been doing any research into really growing my channel or spending time doing that. It is not my priority. I'm hoping that it'll find the audience that it needs to find eventually. If I keep doing this, then I want more people to watch. I especially want more people to engage, because people rarely do. And the people that are engaging are generally people that I talk to on like a daily basis. So I appreciate that. But I really want to hear from people that I don't get to talk to very often, because this is an avenue for me to speak to so many different people at once, people that I don't even know. I find that very interesting. I would like some of them to speak back to me, whether you know me or not. It's nice to have those thoughts and feelings and communications from other people about what I'm saying or thinking or whatever. So one of the things I guess we could talk about is the fact that I was very frustrated at the beginning about not getting feedback, not getting people answering the questions that I was posing very directly, like here's question of the week or something, and nothing. And I'm less frustrated with that now. I've accepted that now. Would I like the engagement and back and forth? Absolutely. Yes, I would. But it's not as upsetting because I've gotten used to the fact that that's just not what's going to happen. Part of it is also just the fact that if I want to grow the channel, one way that it can get taken out of my hands without me having to do a bunch of weird research and like comment on other people's videos and like send links to like blogs and like other things. Like, I don't want to work like that on growing this channel, because this channel, I want it to grow organically, and that's just a thing. But there's algorithms on YouTube like there is with Facebook and Instagram where, if there's people liking the video, if there's people commenting on it, there's activity. Even if you dislike the video, there's activity. And activity matters for the algorithms on YouTube, where if there's a lot of activity going on there, it might show up more for strangers on like their suggested videos, if it's relevant at all, on main pages and things like that. So yeah, that stuff does matter for trying to grow the channel. I'm not super focused on it. What am I focused on then? I'm focused on having fun. I'm focused on learning. This thing that's blew my mind right now is that this is really the meat and potatoes of this whole thing, of the 100 videos and where I've gotten to. I guess before we get to the real big thing, a major thing too is that by doing this, it's changed the way that I live my life day to day, because I'm aware of the opportunity to record and then show, which means that I have to plan, make sure my GoPro's charged, make sure I have it with me all the time. If I want to record something, how am I going to record it? If it's in public, whatever, what am I going to say? How much planning am I doing? There's a certain amount of videos I would like to get out every week. That takes time to edit and stuff too. And so this is just something that I'm trying to make a part of my life, but it still is kind of clunky. I've been late for hanging out with people sometimes because I've been editing, and I want to wait for it to render, because then as soon as it's rendered, I can start uploading, and the upload time for some videos is an immensely long time. And I'm like, I want it to be working while I'm having fun doing something else. So that's kind of interrupted my life at some points. I just need to still continue to learn how to work with this medium, and I'm still doing that. And it's disrupting things sometimes because I've made it a priority. I'm trying to make it like a priority in a way that is second nature. So it's like some people, when they wake up, you've got a routine, and I think that if I put this into my routine more, hopefully it will interrupt things less. But that's one thing that's been going on behind the scenes here too, is that the stuff that you don't get to see or whatever, like when I'm being social and supposed to be in the moment with someone else, sometimes I'm thinking about like editing a video later, or what I'm going to do with this or that, or like, sorry, I just need to check. I need to actually post the video on my story so people know that it's out. that stuff happens, and you know, so it's made me more aware of how I interact with social media, how I express myself on social media, when I do it, how I do it, when I should be not doing it, and all those things, which I need reminders of, because when I'm in the moment with people, I need to be more in that moment and not thinking about what's happening outside that moment, but that's very hard for me, but I'm trying. And yeah, so making YouTube videos, or making videos in general, and then publishing them on YouTube has definitely affected that. Definitely brought more attention to how I am living my life. And again, what am I recording? What am I showing you, and what am I doing without showing you, and that kind of thing. There was a conversation I had too before about like showing your life versus living your life, and what that kind of means. And you can check that out for more details on kind of this, because that hasn't changed a lot since I made that video. And that kind of talks about social media in general, and how you know, when you're living your life versus expressing your life. And there's a lot I could say there too, because I mean, sometimes if I was going to go out for a bike ride and record that, I'd be going out for the bike ride regardless of recording it. I'm not going out of my way to have something fun to record. I'm just taking you along with me. Whereas other times I'm going really out of my way to have this conversation, but I really value this talk. So this thing, the big thing that somebody just introduced me to this term that for some reason I've never heard in this order, in this context, which is external processor, and that just blew my mind. I was just like, oh, I am an external processor. That makes sense. I have made this video 4 times before right now, and like, that usually doesn't happen. That is not the norm for me, but that's just what happened now. And like, part of what I keep going back to this thing, and that is the fact that, yeah, I'm making these videos for me. Sometimes it's just fun. People get to see something, whatever. But the conversations are the most important thing. Conversations in general have always been important to me. Conversations with friends, those are some of my best times ever, is having a conversation. It's not, you know, we went to a movie and that's what I remember is I go to movies with my friends, or we went mini golfing once, or like how I played pool with people. Like, those are fun, but it's because we're having a conversation. That, whatever, the conversation, I'm going to sit and talk with someone for hours and get a lot out of that. I feel like I learn more from conversation than I do anything else. More than I learn from videos, than I learn from, like, you know, formal instruction, like lectures, or more than I would learn from reading. It's the back and forth with someone else, the listening, the sharing of your opinion. And this is where it clicked with yes, I learn a lot from getting stuff from people, people that I know and love and trust and whatever, or friends or what have you. Like, I mean, I've learned a lot from students too, people that I like, you know, that I'm trying to get to activate their critical thinking and try to impart some of my own knowledge and stuff. But I learn a lot from them as well when they actually have, you know, a conversation about something. Like, why are you doing it this way? And then they tell me, I'm like, ah, great. I get that now. I never even thought of that, right? So I get stuff from people as well. Like, conversation's important because I can get things from people, new ideas, exposure to things and forms of thought I've never would have had on my own, whatever. That's one reason I love conversation. But the other part that I kept coming back to is like, is being an external processor, which I just, again, that's just like a new term for me. I don't know why. I don't know really where I fit into that 100%. Like, am I an internal processor, an external processor? I overanalyze things internally all the time. All the time. It is a huge source of my anxiety, is overanalyzing things. However, that's the part that's happening all the time behind the scenes. What's not happening is the actual learning and coming to realizations. That doesn't generally happen for me inside. Usually it happens when I am doing something expressive. Frick, how could I not, like, it just blows my mind that I never really came to this conclusion this way before. When I write stuff, I am expressing, and during that act of expression, I come to answers. I mean, I also come to more questions, but I make realizations when I'm expressing it. And in conversation, there is a lack of filter that happens for me sometimes where my voice, my mouth parts are moving faster than my brain is able to think about what I'm saying. And I'm just saying, and it's fluid, and it's just going. And that has been when sometimes I've shocked myself. I'm like, whoa, like I didn't realize that I thought about it that way. I didn't realize that that's how I really felt. Because I get this disconnect in a way where it's like, it's so fluid and automatic that just, wow, like I didn't realize it. That's crazy. That I'm so, like, I've had moments where I've been like, what? Wait, what did I just say? like, okay, I didn't even think about it that way. That's amazing. Like, I've just answered some of my own questions by talking sometimes too. So I was talking earlier about like how I think talk therapy, I was talking with Laura Lee here earlier, that for me talk therapy in the past has been kind of bogus and hasn't really worked for me when you talk to like a counselor or something. I don't know why that is exactly, because talking to you, which is what I'm talking about now, gives me an opportunity to just go and talk and learn from myself, which sounds kind of, I don't know, maybe vain or dumb or whatever. Like I said, I learn a lot from talking with my friends because they have differences of opinion, they have different ideas, they process things differently, and that helps me learn so much. But this whole notion of being an external processor, again, like this is only like 15 minutes ago that I was like, this is blowing my mind. Like I need it now. Like I already stopped the fourth video because I screwed it up. And then this whole thing happened, and I was like, "Oh, yes, this is exactly what I was talking about anyway." That by creating, in the act of creation, I am coming to answers about myself. I knew that already, but not to this extent. That like just the act of verbalizing it out loud, the thoughts I am having, are how I'm coming to realize things and process them more fully, rather than just when they're inside, they're just in there, they're going all the time, and it just doesn't fully get processed and fully come to a place where I can actually understand my own feelings and thoughts sometimes. So that's amazing. I don't know, that realization was awesome and crazy and great, and I love it. And thank you. So yeah, that was just, yeah, anyway, that just happened. But like this is, yeah, this is the thing, like that 100 videos have done for me, other than making me more aware of what I'm doing, when I'm doing it, how I want to spend my time, is also just like, it's made it came to this. This is where it came to. It came to the fact that I just realized now, even making the video for like the 100th video, that I just realized, like, yes, I have an external processor. Like, this is how I like figure things out. This is how I understand myself, is by doing this. I would not be talking out loud if it wasn't for the camera. Okay, I have conversations with friends and family and stuff, and I get a lot out of that. Great. I write stuff, I get something out of that. But having the camera here gives me a space, maybe because I'm not like, if I just talked to a wall, I guess I would kind of get the same thing out of it, but I would never just sit at home and talk to a wall. So this gives me like an opportunity to just like figure stuff out, and that's crazy. Like I said, I hope that other people get something out of these videos. Some people do. They're like, wow, I didn't realize that's how you made your art. That's really insightful. That's crazy. Like, that's great. Like, I have ideas now. Those things are cool. But maybe because I'm just super selfish, I'm really excited about what I get to learn about myself, or learn about life, or learn about why I do the things I do and how I interact with people and stuff like that. So 100 videos in, I mean, like, that's the realization I just came to kind of now with the help. Like I was coming, like I said, in these other 3 times I've done, or 4 times I've done this video before, I kept coming back to like the conversations, the playlist, the things I do every week. Those are really important to me. I'm doing the videos for me more than anyone else because they're important for me. I'm working through problems. That's the thing. I didn't know how important it was going to be to me when I started, and it's still really important to me, and I'm glad I do it. I've also learned, I mean, I said I wasn't going to talk about technical stuff that much, but so many people have been like, you need to do a podcast, please. I can't have YouTube on all the time. Just do an audio thing. I am in the process of trying to research some of that because I think it would be cool. See if it's doable for me. Stay tuned for that. I've been procrastinating on doing the research element of that lately. But, anyway, 100 videos in, again, those are those main things that I'm still working out, and unfortunately I can't, or I haven't taken the time to really write it down and make these solid points. But the way that I spend my time how I use social media, what I choose to show people, what is living life versus sharing life. Those are those main concepts that I've really come to through video making, through making 100 videos. And then that most important one, which I just said, of the external processor, realizing that this is why it feels so good to talk out loud, and I can't process my thoughts properly if I leave them inside. That's amazing to me. 32 years to figure that out with the help of others. I think that's the first time I revealed my age, so Star, if you're watching, now you know. Anyway, this little painting here, it's not that big, it's pretty little. I want to give this away. I used to give artwork away on my FK Arts Facebook page more often, and I haven't been doing that recently. Maybe because I'm making more work that I really think is saleable, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe it's because I haven't been making enough work, or I haven't been focusing on small work, or I just am too selfish to give it away. I don't know. But I haven't given anything away for a while, so I thought this would be a good time to do that, to give this art piece away. So after posting this video, I don't know, maybe 3 days or something. I don't know how long I'm going to have this open for, but yeah, probably like maybe 2 days or something, 3. I don't know. Probably no less or no more than a week. But I will. I should have thought of that ahead of time. My bad. I would like to give this piece away. I will ship it. You do not have to be in Lethbridge or Saskatoon. I dare to say I would ship this anywhere. It's small enough that I can muster up the funds and ship it out to you if you are wanting this piece of art. What do I need from you? I'm going to ask you to comment on this video. That's what I'm going to ask you to do. That's it. It draws attention to this specific video, which is like whatever, because this is not the most interesting video I've made. You know what? Scratch that. Comment on any video, but you can comment on any video you want, which you probably comment on this one because you're watching this one right now. It makes more sense to comment on this one, but comment on any video that you just want this painting. Maybe give me some feedback on something, whether it's negative feedback or positive feedback, criticism. I've had some great criticisms that I've been able to think about and execute kind of as well. So I'm not afraid of that. You could troll me, whatever. But one thing you need to do is tell me that this is why you're commenting. You're commenting because you want this piece. And then if you choose to give me some additional feedback and stuff, I would love that. I'll throw a bunch of names into a hat and then draw somebody out, and then I'll have to get in touch with you somehow and get your information to ship it to you if you're not in Lethbridge, if you're not in Saskatoon, because next time I'm in Saskatoon I could possibly deliver it. Anyway, a little bit about this piece really quickly. I made this just like I think a month ago. It is called The Joy of an Idea Not Fully Realized, Fulfilled in Truth. That's really wordy. But basically, especially with the beginning, The Joy of an Idea, I just wanted to paint one day. I was with Laura Lee painting, and there's an art process video for this. If you go to the art process playlist, I just didn't know what to do, and I just started with this like kind of hot pink that's back here, and I was like, I just want to play with color. I just want to paint, and I think Bob Ross was on my mind because the joy of painting, and I was like, man, Bob Ross is so slick, man. He's so cool. I was just like, I just want to paint right now. Like, yeah, the joy of painting. That's really, like, sometimes when I design work, it's really about the joy of painting. And it feels so good to just paint something, even if it's not very conceptual, which I value a lot, and a lot of my pieces are conceptual and emotional and expressive. This is expressive too, just in a different way. So I was just like, I just want to paint and have fun, and I was just like, boxes. Let's just paint boxes. Maybe they look like buildings. I don't know. I just wanted to play with color, and I did that. And again, the title, The Joy of an Idea Not Fully Realized, Fulfilled in Truth. I didn't know where I was going with this piece. I knew I just wanted to paint for the joy of painting, and that's what I did. So the idea was not fully realized at that moment that I started, but it was fulfilled in truth, meaning that at the end of the painting, it was what it needed to be. It served its purpose, and I love it. I really enjoy this painting. I like it a lot. And If you want it, it could be yours. So, yeah, again, this is more of like just a weird time, I guess, I just want to give away a painting. I made 100 videos, so now I'm giving away a painting. But the people that do watch and that do give me feedback, I appreciate that. People that don't give me feedback, I mean, I appreciate that you watch anyway. It's always nice to get feedback. So, anyway, this is the final time I'm recording the video. I got through it. I figured it out 4 times. Holy smokes. Yeah, so with that, comment on any video you like, as long as you say, hey John, I want that painting. I am commenting for the purpose of, I want that painting. And then in a couple days, I will drop another video that has the, I guess I'll need to make a video with the winner, or maybe I'll contact you privately, and then I'll just mention you in next week's vlog or something. Not very organized for someone who loves being really organized. But yeah, that is that. There is, like I mentioned, an art process video. I will put it at the end here in the thumbnail. There's usually 3 thumbnails of previous videos you can watch at the very end of this video when the outro music kicks in. You can click on that if you want. There's more details there about the mediums, the size, and you can see it being made. So with that, we will see you on another time. That's 100 videos, and that's it for me.